Roll and I'll just feel something.
Welcome to Rack House Ramblings Podcast. I'm Jeff, your host. Here I like to talk about bourbon and anything related to it. Sometimes I talk about life experiences. Sometimes I talk about adventures I've had. Sometimes I just talk about things I'm interested in. But you know what? Every time I talk from the heart. I'm a firefighter. I'm a craftsman. I'm an avid outdoors person, and I'm a lover of all things handcrafted. Thanks for taking time to listen. I'll do my best to make it worth your while. Rack House Ramblings is on the air. All right, welcome. This is Rack House Ramblings, episode number 54. Sorry for the delay on getting this podcast out. I actually recorded this almost 2 weeks ago, and I've spent the last week trying to edit it and make it sound better. And finally, after hours and hours, I gave up and said, "Screw it! You guys are going to get what we laid down." So what I have here is this episode is going to be all about an interview. I interviewed two fellow firefighters that happen to be brothers, Nick and Joe Schroeder. Now, Nick is a Livonia firefighter. Or take that back. Nick is the Garden City firefighter, and Joe is a Livonia firefighter. I've known them both for a very long time. Joe and I went to paramedic school together. I met his brother Nick years later, and also worked with him as he was going through Fire Academy. And they're both really good guys. And what's cool is bourbon has kind of brought us together. And so we sat down in the bourbon room. Had some bourbon. I put the voice recorder on, the digital recorder on, and what you hear is what you get. So what we did was taste some bourbon, talk some firefighting, talk some BS. We also tried the smoke machine again, and really interesting results. I like that machine. It's kind of fun to play around with. I call it a machine. It's really the product from HBC, my Harity Boys device for making smoke. Shout out to Scott Harity, and shout out to my listeners. Believe it or not, we've helped Scott sell 13 of these things so far. If you guys want one, reach out to me. They're really cool. They're fun to have. Great Father's Day little presentation that Scott Harity put together of a kit with the smoker, the 4 different flavors of wood chips, comes in a nice gift box. I really like it. I think he did a great job. And if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be talking about it. So I really like it. Recommend you guys get it. Check him out, HBC Craftsman on Instagram. I believe he's on Facebook too. Hit him up. So that being said, I'm going to play this recording and let it kind of do its thing. Some new music here also. Think you guys will like it. And I'm already working on the next podcast. That'll be of my typical format. Got a few things coming up to talk about. One is the History Channel did a special on Teddy Roosevelt, so I'm going to be talking about that. Made a quick trip to Washington, D.C., saw the Teddy Roosevelt Monument. So I'll throw some pictures up when I do that podcast coming down the pipe. Got some new bourbons to talk about. And so I'm going to try and line up a few more guests. I'm going to work on my recording quality, but what you hear is what you get. I hope you guys enjoy it. I want to thank Joe and Nick for coming over to the bourbon room. We're going to have to do it again. Talk more firefighting, a little less bourbon, a little less BS, but we had a lot of fun. They're very impressed with the bourbon room, as everyone is, I suppose, when they come over. But thank you guys so much for listening. Rack House Ramblings, episode 54. So here you have my interview with a couple of fellow fighter brothers. They are brothers, and we're all brothers in firefighting, of course. Joe and Nick Schroeder. Take it away.
I don't want to see this. I listened to the podcast. I want to see it.
I did mine the other night.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. I just put in an order for like 3 more, Scott.
So I didn't have my torch set up. Like I got one of those torches, so I just used my cigar lighter. But
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it works with your torch.
This is the one that Scott left over here.
It was subtle. Yeah, see, it might be a little different.
I turned it, like, you turn it up or turn it down?
It was like subtle, which I liked because it wasn't like. You ever had Blue Label?
No, Blue Label what?
Johnny Walker
Labatt's?
Blue?
Oh, no.
Johnny Walker Blue? It was It tastes like you're chewing on a fucking spent log.
Because you're not drinking good scotch.
Well, you got to remember, it's Scotch. Scotch is different than bourbon.
That's
so
blended.
they age it with
What do I say?
differently, wherever you want.
Jeff, you got a beer?
You want a beer?
Yeah, I'll drink a beer.
Yeah.
He's not a big bourbon guy.
You have
I
to,
sip on it.
out in my, actually, you know what? Go to the fridge right there and see what beer's in that fridge. If not, I got another fridge outside with like 6 different kinds of beers. You like Yinglings or Labatt's or,
Anything.
yeah. Check that fridge first. So, Joe, you brought, what'd you bring with you? What is this one? Blood Oath.
Blood Oath.
I need my damn glasses, man.
So this is the one Vanessa got me for Christmas.
Where'd she find it?
Dude, she called 30 stores to find this, and she found it at Wine Palace, and the guys told her they wouldn't give it to her because they only had a few bottles of it, and goes to their best guys or whatever, you know, they're already all spoken for, and she kind of did a little razzle dazzle and.
She's like, yeah, there you go.
I already got my next one lined up. I went in there the other. So after buying all those Woodford bottles, I'm finally on the preferred list there. So I reserved my bottle. So they do a packed every year. So that's why it's like packed 8. Mm-hmm. I can't even touch the other ones. Like the packed one is going for like $5,000 a bottle.
Wow.
This is going for like $800 right now.
Wow.
They end it. That's it.
Oh shit.
They make them.
This is from Lux Row in Bardstown. Bardstown's one of my favorite places. That's where Barton 7092 is from. And I got a old Bardstown bottle sitting right there.
I haven't tried that either.
The old Bardstown. I don't think it's an expensive bottle by any means, but I haven't tried it either. We can open up any bottles you want to try. I've got.
Well,
You're welcome to try anything
I'm taking
here.
your recommendation.
Yeah, so you know more than I do.
I have tried them all.
I'm a scotch drinker.
You're a Scotch drinker, then you would probably like. There's an interesting one that called Legend. That one is like a Japanese bourbon and American bourbon. That one's pretty smooth. And then, have you ever tried the Evan Williams single barrel? That's a good one. Or even, I got a handful of things for you to try here. Rare breed, all kind of fun stuff. But
So it says.
I'm curious about this one.
Every batch of Blood Oath is the undertaking of one man, a student of both bourbon and science, loyal to no one family, favoring no one distillery, and bound by no philosophy. This bourbon connoisseur has one goal in mind: to seek out bourbons rare and wonderful, famous and forgotten, then bottle them in combination previously imagined for a lucky few. Not to cater anyone's loyalty, he is sworn to never reveal where he finds his bourbon, and only promise.
It says finished in what kind of barrels?
What is that?
Can you read that?
Soft.
I can't see it even.
Sauferns. Let me see what that stands for.
So what else do you know about this bourbon? Do you know it's good, expensive?
Sauferns is a French sweet wine from the region
Wow.
in the Graves section of Bordeaux.
Of course, from Bordeaux, Nick. What would you
Obviously,
expect?
Nick.
Duh. Bordeaux. Duh.
All I know is it tastes awesome. It's better.
Blood Oath, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, finished in sulfurous barrels. Pack number 7. Rare pack shall never again be made. 2021, January 23rd.
Yeah, so they
Cool.
make it. I only drink that one on very special
Various special occasions. Well, thanks for bringing
Very
this.
special bottle, buddy.
Good
I
deal.
had some other shit, but that's always the one.
You know what we're gonna do? I would like to take a sip of that right out of the gate,
Yeah.
just before my palate gets messed up.
Yeah, let's do that one then. I liked your little piece on like bourbon's meant to be shared, so I want to share it.
Yeah, that's that's a big thing with me. It's not meant like I try not to. There's no bottles up there that are sacred, so it's meant to be
Well, when I
shared.
bought it, this is like you better be opening this shit and drinking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
Well, we see what you
Are
do
you
with
gonna try
cigars.
some, Nick?
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
do it in a Glen if you want, bro.
No. I'm gonna. I just want to start out. This is how we start out, Joe.
Okay, man. This is your.
Yeah, this is normally. I don't make them too big to start. You like my media center over there?
It's fucking sweet. This whole thing is fucking sweet.
So all this is, when you look around the room, this is just OSB. And all I did was paint it brown, and I took a cheapest paintbrush you can find, and I cut the ends, I dipped it in paint, and just went like that.
Oh shit.
Yep, that's all that is. And then, so like
Can I
if
take
you,
pictures?
yeah,
My wife's
take as
gonna
many
want
as you
to
want. So this is just a 4x4. These are just 1-bys. It's all for looks.
4x4 that you beat the hell out of.
Yeah. So I chained it and axed it, and then I took like this torch here. So this is how you like age them. Go like that, and see how it turns dark. So you take a propane torch and just torch the whole thing, and that gets it that dark color. And then you put a clear coat over it. Then the floor is just that epoxy stuff. So if you go to Menards, and usually on their clearance rack, somebody will open up one of the packages and not like it, and the actual epoxy comes in 2 plastic bags.
Right.
And if you just open the box and make sure those 2 plastic bags are not opened, it's epoxy flooring. So you can get,
No shit.
yeah. And then,
They just like knead it together and put it down.
yeah, you just pop it and it mixes up, and you just take off the bag and you roll it around, and that's all that is.
Yeah, dude, this is-
And then, like, these things are just spray painted with Krylon metal paint. And then that's just the Edison bulb. And there's not much to it. That door came from upstairs when I was remodeling. So there isn't much here. Then this tabletop was from Menards. There's a slab here and a slab there, and see this little strip in the middle? I glued them together. Yeah, these were just right from Menards. This board and that board. And then the table was from Costco. And I kind of made the skirt a little bit bigger.
Dude,
And chairs are from Costco.
Oh,
There isn't much dollars in here, just a little bit of time.
yeah, dude.
Just a little bit of time.
This is fucking great.
You like it?
Love it.
Cheers. Thanks for sharing, Joe.
Cheers, dudes.
Thanks for having us.
Mmm. That's very good.
It's different, right?
That's very good, yeah.
You can taste that
Is it? Yeah, there's like a lime or something.
That sweetness to it.
That's really
Like I
good.
said, it's definitely different. They're all finished bourbons, from what I've understood from that line.
They finish them in a different barrel or
Yeah.
something like that. I like those. So like Angel's Envy, that's one of the reasons I like that one, is it's in the wine barrel they finish it.
See, I'm glad you like it, because some bourbon people are like, finished bourbon, you're not gonna.
Every bourbon's different. Every
Yeah.
bourbon.
I try
yeah.
everything.
I've had some crap. So I keep one crappy one on the shelf. It's called Quality House Bourbon.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
$7.88 a bottle.
You know what that's good for though? Fucking mixed drinks.
Mixed drinks, but you know what too is I use for cooking. So if you do Brussels sprouts, maple syrup, and you want to throw a splash of bourbon, you can use that in it.
Oh yeah.
And then that's also good for taste testing. When you want to have a crappy one and a good one,
So
that's how you know the difference.
I got a fancy decanter for Christmas, and my buddy Mike's a big bourbon guy. He's like, you know what you do? He goes, and you use that one. He goes,
Yeah.
he goes, you take that fucking. He goes, and he said that one quality. He goes, you get some Quality House, you throw that in there for your non-bourbon people, so they think they're special when they
Yeah,
come
they
over.
won't know the
So that you don't
difference.
waste your good shit.
That's funny.
Somebody's
I
just
want-
gonna spit it out.
So I went to a euchre party a couple months back. My brother-in-law's friend invited me, and it was the coolest euchre party. Guys were on Facebook, and they're in a bourbon club, and they let me come to their euchre party. Instead of paying money, you bring a bottle.
Oh, all right.
And so everyone, you bring a bottle to share, and then, I know what, we did pay money. We paid $20, but instead of winning money back, you won like a real expensive bottle of bourbon. So the guy running it went to the store, got like a $500 bottle, and that's what you would win.
Nice.
But the cool thing was everyone brought something to share.
Yeah.
Not only food, but bourbon. We got to taste all different kinds
That's
of
what me and
stuff.
my buddy Mike do usually.
Yeah.
Like, he has like. He's big into the whistle pigs, so he's collecting all those.
Really?
He's
I got 2 whistle pigs I've not even opened yet.
It's supposed to be great.
That's what I keep hearing.
He has that Boss Hog one. He just picked
Really?
that up. Yeah, he got that for like. He found it for 500, which is a steal.
Yeah, I have a hard time going over $100, but
Yeah,
it's
I don't
been known to
much.
happen. It's been known to happen. So, what else can I tell you up here? I just got into the weeded bourbons larceny on the very end on the left.
Oh,
Weeded's
larceny.
pretty good. Bradshaw's pretty good. Can tell you, you probably had Yellowstone. That cool
I've never had
Martini.
I've not had the Yellowstone.
Really?
yet.
I think Yellowstone is pretty good. That's from the Beam family. You'd be surprised how many people with the last name Beam are in the bourbon business.
I almost bought this the other day when I was in Kentucky.
So I went to that Willits and I bought it I tried it. I didn't think it was worth the $80, but I like the bottle.
So I was the same way. I found it for 50.
I bought it because I like the bottle.
I've heard
It's
bad
good,
reviews
but
on
it's
it.
not that good. When you go there, they have one called Johnny Drum that I thought was better. Their off-brand one I thought was better.
What's that shit, Chelsea?
What's that?
That Bullet.
Bullet Rye?
One of the guys Chelsea works with, we had to buy him a bottle of that every year
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Bullet's pretty good. They have one of my favorites called Bullet Barrel Proof, and it's a little bit higher, just a regular bourbon. The bottle that the Kirkland ones, there's 3 in that series from Costco. I've only got 2 of the bottles. Those are made by Barton 1792. Those are pretty good. That bottled and bond one, it's kind of a spicy one. It's good.
Hell yeah.
What
Let's try
else?
some bourbon tonight, buddy.
Work your way across. The Barton 1792s, I like those. That's one of my favorite tours. Weller's, that one's good. That Special Reserve. That Clyde May single barrel I got a while back from Wine Palace. That's one of his barrel picks.
Yeah, dude.
That one's really good.
I've seen that one up there too. I almost bought that.
You gotta have like on your shelf somewhere is a wild turkey. So I got a wild turkey rare breed. And what makes wild turkey cool is they start out the same recipe. Every wild turkey starts out the same, but when they taste it at the end, they say, "Oh, this one will be rare breed. Oh, this one will be wild turkey reserve, wild turkey 104." Yeah, they have one mash bill, and depending on how it comes out, that's how they label it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Then right behind you, Evan Williams. Those are some of my favorites. For some reason, my palate, I like Evan Williams stuff. So that Bottled and Bond is one of the best deals, I think. And then that single barrel on the right there, I just heard on a podcast that they are going to not sell single barrel anywhere else outside of Kentucky starting this year, starting now. Like if you go to Kroger or Meijer, you might not be able to find that on the shelf.
No shit.
Yeah, so they'll only sell it in Kentucky. Then, if you see the little teeny bottles on that on that box right behind you, grab all the way to the right. It says Buffalo Trace. That one right there. So you've been to a distillery, right?
I have not.
You have not. So
I'm new to bourbon.
when they distill it, they start out with the corn mash like this, right? And it's all thick like soup. And then they strain it out, and then they run it through the distiller, and this is what comes out. This is called White Dog.
Strong. That's like fucking moonshine, right? Like paint thinner.
So when it goes into the barrel, that's what all bourbon looks like, just like that. Put just put a splash in there. You don't have to drink it, but just so you know what it is. All bourbon is clear, just like that. And it can only go in the barrel. The highest is 125 proof. This shit is like rocket fuel.
Ooh.
Right. So when it goes into that barrel, it gets color, it gets mellow, it gets aged. Is that, yeah. Woo. So when you see them guys on moonshiners, like, oh, they're good moonshine. That's what they're drinking. I think, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's where it all starts right there.
I was going to say, my wife's uncle is a huge bourbon guy.
Yeah.
And he's a big, he'll pull bottles out. We're over there, and he pulled out a bottle of, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon bourbon. That's what it tastes like. That's his joke that he will throw at people. And
So when you've seen the inside of a barrel ever, that's what it looks like. This is a Jim Dean barrel. So that charcoal is what helps turn it to that color and help to take out the impurities.
God damn, that's still burning.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that should.
Take a sip of beer. You want me to get your water, Joe?
Yeah, I'll go water.
Let me grab a water.
To a palate cleanser.
Yikes.
I mean, I think that's meant to be like that.
Blood Oath. Pretty good. So,
Have more if you want, bro. Here, I learned this from you too.
yeah. Oh, you gotta leave that. I put it on. I was gonna have it.
Gotta do
I'm
that.
gonna have just another sip,
Oh,
just to get a taste of it. Oh yeah.
It's not for everybody, but like I love it.
I get like the magazine. See all my magazines over there? I get subscriptions and all that. I love it.
I started out like this way with cigars, and then that's kind of what got me into bourbon. But I dive into anything, like, anything I do, I kind of get way into. You know,
I'm the same way.
Way into bourbon.
Yeah,
Each one is like a signature from somebody.
At least you drink the bourbon.
That's the idea. So like when I'm at home and I'm trying to figure out which one to drink, my new thing is I'm going to find my crappiest bottle and start there. Except I leave that quality house there. So
That's what I've been doing. And now I'm at good bottles.
Yeah, now you're at good bottles. So I just went and picked up the Woodford Reserve. I just finished a bottle like 2 nights ago. Got your guys' Woodford Reserve.
Yeah,
and then when I'm done, you fill them with corn because that's what they're made from.
I like that.
So the one I did 2 of them where it's made of the mash bill. So there's corn and barley and rye, and
That's
then the
sweet.
other one has corn, barley, rye. And
I heard you talking about
and
that on the
wheat.
thing. Yeah, that's cool.
Some of the bottles are so nice, I hate throwing them away.
I know, man. I like throw some in the.
My next thing is I'm going to do a shelf on this side of all empty bottles.
Yeah,
That's my next
that'd be
thing.
cool.
That was. Have you ever had a Baker's? That's one of my absolute
No, I've been looking
favorites.
for it. Can't find it.
Favorites, yeah. That one's really good. Have I showed you guys any of my locks ever?
No.
Wow, you're in for a treat. So, when you hear bottled in bond, right? Or bonded warehouse, that meant that the government would lock the warehouse for you. You didn't have to pay taxes on it until it leaves the warehouse. So at your distillery, comes out of the factory, rolls in a barrel, they put it in a warehouse.
Don't touch it, stupid. You're gonna
No,
break
you can.
it.
No, you can touch. They're made to be touched. But the government guy has the key.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's called a bonded warehouse. And so that way you didn't have to pay any taxes until it leaves and gets sold out the door. But of course they would always, you could bribe the guy or whatever. That's the whole story
That's all
behind
larceny.
larceny.
Yeah.
It's the whole story behind larceny,
Yeah,
right?
the guy used to go in and steal shit.
Yeah, so when you look at the initials on this, will say Bureau of Internal Revenue, Bureau of Industrial Alcohol. This one's a Bureau of Industrial Alcohol. This is all before ATF too. And,
Oh shit.
yep. So this is my favorite lock. This one's over 100 years old. And the cool thing about this lock is it had a special tamper-proof thing on it. You would open it up and you'd put a piece of paper, like a stamp, like from a letter stamp. They'd have a letter and say, okay, stamp number 23 goes here. Boom, we're gonna lock it up. Okay, nobody mess with it. And if somebody tried to put a key in there, they'd break the paper. And you'd know if somebody tampered with it, yeah. So this one's pretty cool. So my friend Sandy, my Ann's friend, retired from ATF, and these came from the Baltimore office.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
sweet.
they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's cool shit.
It's a good chunk of history there.
Yeah, and then, so they would lock up those wreck houses, right? And you see they're all made of wood. And every once in a while you hear of one tipping over or crashing. That's because the building will lean. If you take 10 barrels out of one side of the building, you have to take 10 barrels out of the other. So when you go for on these tours and you're walking down the rows and you're looking here and you take a look to the left, you'll see a plumb bob like this hanging. And they have them all around the building, and that lets them know that the building is straight because you don't want it leaning.
Oh shit.
Bet you didn't know that, huh?
Did not.
Yeah, there's a little bit of science in there.
Dude, that's great. That's awesome. So,
Is that sweet?
let me know before we start, so I'm gonna take a leak.
You can go ahead and take a leak.
Oh, alright.
I started recording the minute you walked in.
Oh, really?
It's just easier that way. Then I'll just edit it down
Yeah, edit that right out.
whenever we're ready.
Once again, when you don't listen to the podcast regularly, you don't
Joe,
know these things.
come on, Joe. Man, oh man. You need to be a regular listener, man. Well, that's exciting. You guys are going to have twins.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I'm glad for you guys.
Yeah, we struggled big time too. So
It is. It'll be so worth it. You guys will be great parents. I'm excited for you.
yeah, October.
Wow. Good deal. Wow. That's pretty cool. Reason to celebrate. I'm glad you guys came by tonight.
Yeah.
This worked out really good.
You gotta work tomorrow.
Nope.
Well, look
Got
at
the
you.
day off and I'm off for the weekend. You got work tomorrow?
Man,
You guys on
I
duty?
do.
Yeah, I'm working.
Oh. We'll try not to be too late.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not
So,
worried about it.
where is there something? Any of these that you want? You want to try? You said the Weller. We know that.
I'd like to try that.
You name it. You can try whatever you want.
Just go on, you're
There's
not
not a
gonna
bad one in here.
I'm going on your recommendation, dude.
Have you had any of the Bookers ever?
No.
So there's, on that top shelf, the box says Bookers. Since you opened your box one, I'll open my box one. Bookers is kind of cool. You know, they come out, like each one is individual, right?
I'm just waiting for you to break something.
That's okay. If you break it, I'll just buy another one, Joe. Don't worry. This one I found at Kroger. So what's
Fucking
cool?
shelf to fall down.
These shelves aren't falling. So what's really neat about Bookers, for me, is this card right here. And it tells you where the barrels came from, what warehouses they came from. So Booker's comes out like 3 or 4 times a year, and each one is different. No two are ever the same. And I like that they tell you all about them barrels and stuff.
Where is this one
This
from?
is cool.
This is from the Beam family. They distill it at, I want to say it's Wild Trail, Claremont, Kentucky. Yeah, Beam Distillery, Jim Beam. Boom. And Booker is someone named Beam. And so the youngest one in here is 6 years, 3 months, and 10 days old. Booker No. So this is from year 2020, number 2. This one's kind of special. Let's do this. We'll switch our glasses up now. Dun, dun, dun. Do you like just a regular rock glass? Do you like a sniffing glass, Joe? You got a preference? Here, take this. I kind of like these
Yeah, I like these better,
because
actually.
we're going to get some smells going on.
Yeah.
And to me, like,
do
smell
it
is
proper.
half of it. What's that?
Yeah, so let's do it proper.
Do it proper?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do it proper. Hang these guys back up there.
He's gonna break those.
They're not gonna break, trust me.
Nick will find a way.
Nah.
Booker's is pretty leather too, right? Which I like.
Each one seems to be a little different.
Never had one.
Makes a little more sense.
One of my buddies is a Canadian guy and he loves Booker's.
If you can get them.
Yeah, I've never seen one in the
So
store.
they say when you sniff a bourbon, you kind of leave your mouth open a little bit, so it kind of goes through your nose and your mouth. It's a little different that way. But for me, to me, the smell is half of it. Like butterscotch or vanilla or something like that. I don't know. I have a hard time describing them.
Do you ever watch the reviews and then hear guys talking and
No.
think they're just totally making that shit up?
They probably, yeah. I don't know
Because
any
like
of
when
them
I watch
fancy
cigar
words.
reviews, guys are like, "Oh yeah, there's a barnyard." One guy said Thousand Island dressing on one more time. I'm like,
Yes,
really,
yeah.
bro? No.
No.
That's good.
I don't know any of those fancy words.
Oh, that one's good. It's got some
It's a little
spice.
bit different to it. So this one has more. Okay, so this is 124 proof, so it's hot.
Yeah.
So if it's too strong for you, reach back in there and grab one ice cube and put like one ice cube in there. And then as that ice cube dissolves, the alcohol will go down. So this one is, I would say it's hot, has more alcohol in it.
6 years aged.
Yeah. 123, 124 proof. This is the panty dropper. But it's pretty smooth.
You know what I say next
Yeah.
panties, Jeff.
You know.
Yeah, this card's cool. Where it tells you the floors and all that.
Right. To me, that's kind of neat. When you go on those tours and you walk through those warehouses, they tell you that every warehouse has a sweet spot. So they know that if it's up on the top floor, it's a little bit too warm. If it's on the bottom floor, it's a little bit too cool. Somewhere in between, there's a sweet spot. And they know that if they put barrels there, they're going to come out good. And that's how you get a single barrel. So when they say like a single barrel Evan Williams or single barrel Old Forester, it's in that sweet spot. And for some reason, that one barrel tastes really good. We're not going to mix it with any other barrels. We're going to leave that barrel all alone.
Right.
I just picked up on the fact that this is about bourbon on the TV.
Real observant, Nick. So we went down to Kentucky. Our bike club went down to Kentucky for like we do a yearly meetup thing, a big rally, and
What
it
bike
was-
club are you
War-
allowed to say?
yeah,
Oh,
warehouse.
warehouse. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty hardcore.
So
Do you have to get beat in or beat out or
No.
beat off or
Beat in or fucked in. There's only 2 ways in.
oh my
the
god.
warthogs are to get us now, Nick.
So that was right before I got into bourbon.
Should be
And they did the bourbon trail. And
Oh, yeah,
I
and you didn't know
I
about
totally
it, yeah.
missed it, so I would have got
Now
to
you
see,
know.
like, yeah.
Now you know.
So now I'm like itching to get back to Kentucky to
Yeah,
do something.
it's kind of fun. I like it. Every single distillery is next to a creek, and that's where they would
Get their water.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And every distillery has a master distiller. If you're the master distiller, your son ends up being the master distiller.
Had to take a little bit of a bigger drink of that. I got the spicier end on it.
Yeah. You pass it down through your family, and then these places get bought and sold all the time, but the master distiller stays at the distillery, no matter who owns the distillery.
That's interesting. That makes sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You want a succession plan or whatever?
Well, somebody has to know the recipe and the taste profile. You know, what does what should Booker's taste like?
Right.
Should taste like this. Somebody has to know before it goes out the door.
That's dangerous, though.
It's hard to believe it goes in clear like that shit and comes out like this.
So you show the burned out barrel. So I've read that with Scotch, they age Scotch in old bourbon barrels.
Right. So it
'Cause
takes longer.
And if you see a Scotch, it's a lot lighter.
Yep. That's the idea. Gets its mojo from the
That
barrel.
white stuff is just not good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I know they sell that as like a keepsake. I'm sure some of that
It's
case
just
is pretty
a
good.
souvenir or whatever.
It's sweet though.
But
Souvenir
so
you're
now,
not
if
supposed
some
to
of
drink.
them, so think about you did 3,000 barrels, maybe 500 barrels don't come out tasting good. They don't throw them away; they sell them.
Oh.
Those
okay.
go into the flavored. What's the other one that we just saw today? Salted caramel or peanut butter whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Those get sold to a secondary market.
Like that screwball. Or
Yeah, so you
shit
could
like that.
you could start your own Joe's liquor sales and have your own stuff and never have to get a distillery. You
Makes
buy
sense.
somebody else's reject barrels, we mix them together, add some flavoring. We can't call it bourbon. We can't call it straight Kentucky bourbon or straight anything, but we can call it alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
We have one glass of alcohol, please.
That's pretty good. So, Joe, show me what you got here. What's all this mixing stuff?
This is easy, man. I just wanted you to have a proper old fashioned.
I need it. So it's.
That's the only one you have is at Aaron's wedding?
And I was at a wedding last Saturday.
When you're a man like Jeff and I, you just drink the liquor.
I like mine
Yeah.
neat, but I want to see how this is.
No, it's just Angostura bitters.
Yep.
I do cherries in mine. Some people might not like that or agree with me. And then just simple syrup. And we'll just mix it together. No.
I think he wants you to make them one.
Yeah. Why don't you make
alright.
one? What do you prefer to make it with? Like.
Just a rocks. Go ahead.
No, what kind of whiskey,
Oh.
Joe?
Yeah, you get whatever
Not
glass
the
you
brightest,
want.
not the brightest one here.
And so, like, does the
Something
whiskey
not
need to be?
Something not expensive.
Well.
Something not like. I don't know.
So like as far as flavor, does it need to be mild or mint, cinnamony, or do that Evan Williams bottled and bond?
So tell him what you make yours with, and he can probably
Yeah, what do you
direct
make yours with?
Whatever we got
There we
laying
go.
around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bottle and
I've made
bond
it
is
with
good.
everything. It just depends on what I'm
But some of them, so like for me, that Four Roses one up there is really cinnamon, nutmeg to me, kind of spicy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think that would be a good mixing.
No, this will work good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a great deal for under $20.
Do you have a?
What do you need?
I'll just use your shot glass and work.
Something to measure with?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kind of shot glasses over there. Use whatever you need, Joe.
Do that. So let's see. So I usually do 5.
So what is that? You did 5 shakes?
Yep, Angostura bitters.
Let me see that. Angostura bitters. Okay. Where'd you find this at?
Wine pails.
Clean shot glass. Clean. That's not a clean shot glass.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. That's the one we took our first drink out of.
No, it's not.
Oh, you just grabbed
Oh,
one.
That's the one I
Our
took
first
mine
drink's
out
right
of.
here, right. Yeah, you got fresh one.
I don't measure
So
it.
this is bitters, orange bitters.
Yeah, that's just simple syrup.
Oh, simple syrup. That's hummingbird food.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna pump.
Just use your hands, man. We're all family here.
It wouldn't be the first time I almost gave you COVID.
3 ounces. What is it, an ounce and a half?
Sure.
Hmm?
Whatever whatever you think. You're the bartender. Nice.
Bartender.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it straight up first, and then maybe we'll smoke it.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll burn some shit here.
Yeah, I want to see how that thing works.
Oh, you're putting in cherry juice too?
Just a little bit.
Ooh,
That's how I roll with mine.
that's really good.
I didn't realize this is what Aaron drinks. That was his signature drink at the wedding.
Now, when you
Wow, that's a pretty drink.
if you used to just, I mean, it's different because your use is going to be
Oh, that's good.
probably a little bit sweet.
I like that. That's orange and cherry.
Yeah, if you're like super fancy, put like an orange wedge and express an orange peel over it. But
That is really good.
I don't know, orange is
Damn. Joe Schroeder's Old Fashioned. That is really good. I gotta get some of this shit.
That's what got me into bourbon, was old fashions, and then I slowly started switching to being natural growing.
Put that Evan Williams bottle right there. This will go on the on the IG. No, you gotta be in it. You made that shit. There we go.
Yeah, so that's how I started with bourbon. It was actually at a
The
cigar
mixture.
bar. I saw a guy
It's really good.
drinking one of those, and I was like, what the hell is that? And he's like, you never had an old fashioned before? I'm like, no. He was like, told the bartender what to whip me up, and I had it, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Have you seen these yet, Nick?
I've seen the video of it on Scott's site, and then
So I was being like way too
I heard a lot about
ginger
it.
with mine. Just been
I got torture
torching
that
the
shit.
shit out of it.
Well, I'm like a
Which-
beta tester for Mr. Harity.
What chip you got?
This is cherry.
Cherry, that's what I saw. I didn't
So
want to
I've done the hickory and I thought it was a little bit strong, like a little bit overpowering. So this one is cherry. But even just like smell that, it smells like a house fire, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we'll throw in some cherry.
So what, this it's got a little tiny hole in the bottom of it, or
Yep, so there's a hole all the way through and there's a screen to make sure nothing, no ashes or anything go in there.
Scott killed it with those things, man. My wife bought me one. They're sweet.
This is pretty, yeah.
It's a hub. I've seen them before, like the
I've only
big
seen it
ones
on
you put them in a
Instagram
dome
or
and
whatever.
shit, but those are. This is cool.
Okay, now watch the glass, ready, Nick? Tell me that ain't cool.
Oh, yeah.
it's just a nice little presentation of nothing.
So that torch works way better than what I was using. Just seeing it right off the rip.
We're
I'm
making
sorry.
Scott proud. So then the other thing I noticed is like you can take this off, but it kind of
Yeah, wafts
so I
up
just
at
kind of
you.
go like this, let it hang out for a while.
Oh, so you don't want to. I gotcha.
I think you can pre-do the glass too, like just the glass by itself.
Yeah, I tried doing just cherries too.
Really? Didn't work.
I don't think the smoke permeates the cherry.
Kind of crazy how that's just sitting in there like that.
It's cool. I love the smoke on the old fashioned.
See, I made my own tornado.
I dig it. So I'm curious to see if you like that.
I made the mistake of dipping my face in there and got a mouthful of smoke. You can taste it.
And it's subtle though.
Yeah,
It's not like crazy, which I
Yeah.
like. I thought
it's pretty good.
I wasn't sure when I
I
heard
think
like,
it complements very
yeah,
good.
I think so.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you gotta like
I love
those
that.
old fashions are sweet.
It's very, very good. Whew.
The other stuff I was making is like way fruity. Like,
So what other drinks do you make besides old fashioned?
I do like those kind of like a modified bourbon smash type of thing, like a
Bourbon and what?
like muddle up some raspberry, strawberry, blueberry.
Yes,
Um,
I like that.
add your simple syrup. I do a little bit of these bitters just to kind of.
I learned one
Cut the
with
sweet
the
down.
muddled raspberries and a little simple syrup and lemonade and the bourbon. And
Yeah.
it was called Here Kitty Kitty from Joe Tite.
Oh,
Joe
okay,
Exotic.
yeah.
Did you hear that podcast what I did?
I did not hear that one.
It's really good summer drink because I like froze the raspberries and then muddle them.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
And and
That's pretty much what I do.
Costco lemonade.
Just add some cheap bourbon. I top mine with like strawberry lemonade. And then I put a little bit of rosemary in mine.
Rosemary.
Yeah. Like a sprig.
Damn, Joe.
Costco's the hidden secret of alcohol.
We were just there tonight, man. Like whenever I go to Kentucky, I stop in a Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually just reading not on the bourbon side, but on Scotch. My uncle actually told me about it. It's Aldi's makes a Scotch, and it's like an award-winning Scotch. Apparently, you can't
Really?
find, I'm trying to find it for the last 2 months.
Maybe you
Can't
can
find it
educate me
anywhere.
on Scotch. All I know is it's like secondhand bourbon.
Yeah, it's pretty much right. But I can't. It's funny because he loves Scotch, and I can't stand it. I can't do it.
You don't drink it right.
It's an acquired taste. Like everyone has a different taste
Yeah.
palette kind of thing, right?
Not for me. Not for me.
This is really good.
Why'd you like it?
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were trying to get in my pants, Joe. Whew. Man, oh man, I can't stop.
So, yeah, I want to burn something on that. I want to see if I can taste them.
Okay, you want to try something? So this one's empty, right?
Yep.
So here's what we will do. You see, there's that bottle of Angel's Envy. Have you ever had that?
I'm not.
We're gonna give you a little. You know what? Scratch that. Go all the way to your left and grab that Bradshaw one. Down.
Second
Left.
shelf next to Legend. Yep.
Yeah, you know who Terry Bradshaw is?
I do.
Okay. So pour some Terry Bradshaw in there, and we're gonna let you torch it up.
How much do you pour in there?
Like half a shot. You don't have to go crazy.
I meant
That's
to tell
it.
you.
That's good. That's it. Yeah.
Danny Arquette was the guy you were talking about.
That was almost bad.
So we're.
And you
Yeah.
put it perfectly. I laughed so hard.
Yes, Scott. You're listening to Scott,
I
right?
was, yeah.
You couldn't think of it, Danny.
Oh, yeah. You're supposed to.
And he was an instructor.
You're
too,
supposed to edit that
like
out.
an EMT
All
instructor.
right, so I want
Yes.
to try this
So
without
take
it.
a taste of it. Just so when we take a taste, take a small sip, so small that you can swish it around your tongue,
Smells caramely.
and then so you swish it around, and then just get a little taste, and then take it back. There you go. So let it breathe for a minute, and think about what you're tasting. What do you kind of taste in there? You're thinking, I can see it.
I taste caramel.
Okay.
Your blood type is caramel.
That's good. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So this is the cherry, what do you call it? Wood chips. So you just press that red button and hold it down.
And just
Press it. Yeah.
Get it on there.
Keep going. Keep going. You're making Scott proud. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude.
Look at that.
That's way more. No, that's good.
I don't know. I don't know how long
I
it's
like
supposed
it.
to go.
I think it's sweet. We don't know either. So let the two of them kind of get to know each other. How do you like that?
It looks interesting.
Isn't it?
It's
I
good
like that
taste.
everybody's experimenting with it, and everybody has a different idea for that
Right.
that coaster thing that Scott has. I think
It's an ashtray, isn't it?
That's well. He was telling me like you can.
he displays his
If you
chips
didn't
in
buy these, you'd put your chips in here. I told him whenever I order one, I like it like this.
it. Yeah, me too. I'm like,
Yeah, it's complete. Great job, Nick.
So after listening to Scott's, I had to Google who. I don't remember what that's from. The cartoon.
What?
You said who I remind you of.
Which cartoon
oh,
was I
that
talking?
cartoon.
The airplane pilot or something. The guy wearing the tie real tight. Who did you say it was from? It's from some cartoon movie.
Oh, from Wally.
Yeah.
You were the captain. That's right.
And I knew as soon as you said it, I was sitting, waiting to start on the side job. The guy I work with was running late, so I'm listening to it. And you started talking, and I heard my name, and I said, this asshole is going to mention the air climb.
Oh, no.
And
No.
sure enough,
Not at all. Oh, did I mention the climb?
did.
That's how we met.
yeah, we
Oh, you're Joe's brother.
about had a heart attack.
I about had a heart attack on the last stair climb. I didn't do it this year.
I stopped once they left the Renson.
Makes you have a finer appreciation for the guys at 9/11, right?
Yep.
Or any guys that work in New York, for that matter.
Yeah.
Everyone should do it at least once.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well,
Are you guys going to do that firefighter challenge up in Grand Rapids? Have you heard of that?
What's that?
I'll send you a link. It's some kind of event where they have all these firefighter things. Grand Rapids Fire is hosting it.
Like the combat challenge?
Something like that, yeah.
The Scott Airpack one or whatever? You do that?
I think sounds real similar. You
So
should
you
probably
guys
do
do
it.
that at work, right?
You should probably do that.
Yeah.
Me and Ned come and watch.
Alright.
We'll cheer you on.
The last time I did the air climb,
Go,
he
Joe!
sat and watched me drink beer. So
Yeah.
he sat and drink beer while we did the climb. So
Yeah.
it was actually that was the time that you and I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped doing it because I got a bad taste in my mouth because I was like a day late on my registration and they were like, no, you're not doing that. I'm like, fuck
Fuck
this
them.
team every year. I'm like, I'm a day late. Smell it.
No. It's all full of smoke. Clear the smoke first.
I was just trying to be funny.
Because you'll get
Because
like
he's my
a
brother.
nose full, a mouth full of smoke.
Yeah.
Maybe just blow it out of there or something. Because if you like, there you go.
I think it's got a good smoke. Like once you like, it smells different. I mean,
It
doesn't
stays
smell
in the
like-
glass.
So I would have definitely, if I bought one of these at home, I would
Yeah.
have drink it with the smoke in there. I would have thought that's what you were supposed
You'll
to
like
do.
choke on it, I think. I tried it once, I about gagged. But I like kind of the residue that leaves behind. My glass smells smoky.
Yeah, if you look like on
There's
top
definitely a
of the
smoky.
liquid before you drink it, it has like a almost like a film over it.
Carcinogens,
Yeah.
yeah. We're used to that.
It's good for you. Builds character.
I'm really digging this old fashioned.
I just feel like in the summer I can't sit around and drink like straight bourbon.
Which chips was
When it's
that?
like 100 degrees
This
outside.
was cherry,
It definitely changes it.
doesn't it? Now, some of them, I had to go with Angel's Envy, but then I remembered I didn't think it tasted good after we added the smoke.
That's what you
So I don't know if it complements all the bourbons, but
I haven't tried any straight with the smoke on it yet. I just did the cocktails.
the more I learn about Terry Bradshaw, the more I like him. And I thought his bourbon was pretty good.
I gotta bring you the Charles Woodson when it comes out.
Oh, see, they put their name to
Wow.
something, yeah.
No,
They have one at the wine house.
Yeah,
he's signing bottles on in June. Zuma just called me, wants me to go get us a couple.
I like this.
it's pretty good.
Very good.
So that's what we need to do is like maybe a euchre party where we each bring some bourbon, we each bring some
I'd
food.
be totally down for that.
Yeah, to me that sounds
Yeah.
like fun. I can host about probably 4 or 5 tables down here,
That'd be fun.
probably more. But
Do it.
Call all the boys out.
yeah, anyone that wants to come over,
Mix up all the departments.
sure. Whoever shows up, we have
And
friends at
record
every,
on, see
we
what
have
you get.
friends at every department. Every
Yeah, good
department.
test. There's your big fireman podcast right
Yeah.
there.
So
Guys
think
playing
about
euchre.
this. Think about you worked at Concord. I worked at Concord. Did you do private EMS? HealthLink. Think about how many guys that you worked with that are now at other departments, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Well, when Scott was saying those names, that was like a blast from the past.
I know.
Kuricky, all those guys.
I-
Seen or talked to those guys in a while.
I
but-
deal with. I've seen Scott Kuricky quite a bit at the college, and like we said, I was at a class with Tim Dew and ran into
Tim from way
Scott.
back.
Yeah,
We went to grade school with him.
did you?
Yeah.
Were we in medic and basic together? Me and you?
I think we were just medic.
Just medic?
Yep. And then like Todd Jacobs, he works at our place. You remember Todd?
No, can't forget Todd.
Everybody remembers Todd. Shout out to Todd.
Oh, yeah. I always remember Todd having that quarter on his desk, and when he didn't know an answer, he'd flip a
Flip it,
coin.
yeah.
And I remember like the first time 'cause I didn't know anything about it, and I see him there, spinning that coin. I'm like, what the fuck is this
Yeah.
guy doing, man? And
Yeah,
I asked him afterwards. He's like, "Oh, if I get hung up, I just flip a coin, and that's what I pick." I'm like,
and he made it all the way through,
Yeah.
right? Think about that.
"Yeah,
So you went when I met you. You were what, 19? We were in medic class, 19 or 20, 21,
yeah."
right? And then when you were in medic class with me, were you in school? Were you? Oh, you're older, right?
No, I'm younger.
No,
you're-
So you were in high school.
You were at Warren
when
I saw you came in. You were at our fire academy. You were
that's
still on
right.
probation at Warren.
That's right.
And I'll never forget it because we laughed, because the instructors were laughing at you because you always came in no matter what time of day it was and you made a pot of coffee. And you said, I'm on probation. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do, yeah. And I still tell that to all my cadets today, trying to teach that to them. So when Joe got into it, is that what made you get into the fire service? You're like, wow, that sounds like such an easy job.
I kind of was thinking I wanted to be a cop when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then I
Good choice.
got smart.
Yeah. Good choice.
We had no firemen in our family at all.
Me neither. Same thing.
We're both.
Yeah, we're
both
family.
first generation.
Once we saw the schedule.
Maybe second generation.
Yeah.
No, we're both first, right?
I'm first generation. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we come from a family of bricklayers.
Yeah.
My cousin said he wanted to be a fireman. That's what
He went
Kinda
through.
triggered it.
He
Yeah.
went through everything, and
not even that we talked about it.
Yeah.
I was sitting at one of his last high school football games, reading his senior day profile thing or whatever.
He wants to be a
And it
fireman.
said fireman. I'm like, huh.
So think about it.
I just put it in my
you're on a football team,
Yeah.
and the fire service is like a team,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Use that in my
It
head.
kind of just goes from one team to another. What did you play in high school, Nick?
played football, wrestled, and baseball.
Yeah, so it's like a team thing, right?
Yeah.
I was Little League baseball and all them little things, and it's like from one team to another team. It's a pretty easy fit.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean,
And then think about like the interview questions. Have you ever played in any sports? Have you ever been on a team? And that's why they ask that. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you've been on a team, then you'd be on our team.
Easy. Yeah,
Easy transition.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One, it's like now you can tell a lot of these kids have not been on teams or done anything.
Yep. So
other than-
all my cadets, there's a handful that
rough.
have, but the ones that haven't, you can tell. And then the ones that, my youngest ones, you can tell. Maybe like their last year of high school, they did Zoom.
Yeah.
So there's like some social awkward kind of. They're really good at texting. Really good at. They tell me that I suck at texting because when I text, I text like I'm angry, but I just text the word. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Blanket statements.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but you
Yeah,
can
okay.
definitely tell who's not played on a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I give you credit for that, man. That's
Big different. Yeah.
Well, it's weird. Is it crazy? So you've been at Warren for 12 years?
12 years.
You
Yep.
were a little bit before me.
2022. Yep.
And I've been at Warren
2010.
for 10.
Yep.
He's coming up on 9.
9 in November.
Yeah.
And now we're all
Senior guys.
senior guys are in you're like a chief.
Yeah, almost.
Like a training.
Pretty
You're,
close, yeah.
you're like our training guy's a chief.
Step away. Yeah. I
Battalion
talked.
chief.
Bob helped me the other couple weeks back. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a battalion chief role. I just moved to engineer. He just
Yep.
tested to be a
Everyone's
lieutenant.
moving up.
'Cause I remember going to my first day and looking at, because we're seniority.
Us
so
too.
strict seniority.
Yep.
We were.
Us
We're
too.
not anymore. And I remember looking at that list from the bottom going, man, you're never going to make it out of fireman. But we went quick. Like I made my ranks. I made this engineer rank faster than most guys made driver.
Yep.
It was usually 12, 10, or 11-ish years on the squad
We were the same
before
way.
you got even close to, like my one buddy Jay would tell me, I was looking at an engine through binoculars when I was in your squad.
Do you like driving?
I do. It's different. It was cool to I was getting squad angry like most people do, and
All young people do. Yeah.
yeah, probably not. I shouldn't.
You're on
I
the
did.
spot, Nick?
Yeah.
Ambulance?
Well,
I'm on an engine board
Engine
anymore.
more now? Okay.
Driving is weird because
Just because of injury.
and I think Scott kind of touched on this. You're on your own, your own little group. You have no obviously you have your battalion chief and stuff, but you're not
Yeah.
you're kind of just in
You're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own. You're
Especially you pull up on a fire, right?
making up shit to do.
You
and
gotta put in a pump, make sure they have water. Do you guys tag your own hydrant?
yeah, depending on where it's at in
Yeah.
a second. But
Or the second duo help you out? Yep.
like I said, that little team of driver engineers gets together and they kind of run that
We're exactly the
that
same
area.
way. Yep.
But we don't get enough fires to it's not like I can say I'm tired of going into fire. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Probably had 6 good fires
Right.
in the 10 years I've been there. Now I don't get to go into the ones that I'm
And it's
there
going to get
in
less
the
and
car.
less for the
Yeah.
guys beneath you. Yeah.
Ours is weird because at least you go because then you go back to the ambulance. My next rank will be back on the box as a
Really?
lieutenant. Yeah, our
So you
lieutenants
guys
go
put an
back on.
officer on the box.
That's what we are too.
So they work one day on the box, theoretically in one day on the engine if the captain doesn't take overtime.
Yeah.
Our lieutenant
It's
eats
good.
that squad every day.
But it's it's different, man.
Yeah, those guys are tough.
So we're like the opposite. Once you're off the squad, you're off the
For
squad.
the 12,000 EMS runs we do, I don't mind being on the engine.
I don't complain though, because I've been blessed. We have a 3-man engine, so I've been getting
That's
engine
us
time
too.
for.
Yeah, they're totally different than our department. Like the way they run is way different.
I was kind of the exception. When we hired in, we had just started transport, so I knew from day one, being a paramedic is what got me the job. Being the paramedic is what helps pay for this house. Being a paramedic was the key to everything. So I always looked at it that way.
That's the good attitude and the one that I should have taken when I was
Joe,
younger, and I
Joe,
did not.
when you hired in, they didn't say, "Oh, are you a firefighter?" No, they said, "Are you a paramedic?"
I
Yes.
learned that lesson.
Do you remember
the hard
that?
way,
And then they
but
said,
yeah.
"Joe, do you know how to do your paperwork? You know what a face sheet is? You remember
Right.
that?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
I
do
know that.
paperwork was a big deal. Can you fill out the PCR or ECR, whatever you want to call it?
Remember at Concord, I'm going to fill out like a billing form?
Yeah.
And they care
Yeah.
more about that than
That-
anything.
that- yeah.
They screw those bills up and they ain't going to pay.
Yeah,
Sign
exactly.
That
up.
shows my age.
Yeah,
I've never done a paper report.
you're very lucky,
wild.
Nick.
Never.
Very lucky. Even when I started at Warren, our first 2 years, we did it on paper.
Then
Then you
put it
came
on the
back to
computer.
the station and typed it in.
I love paper reports. Yes.
Eh,
I miss that old
fuck
school.
that. Like, so the new ones are Acumed, right? Just click, 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 until there's no red things and you're done.
See, Jeff does no reports.
Not
Wow,
anymore.
he does a shitload of paperwork.
Yeah, but he
I do a
doesn't-
lot of
Your job is
paperwork. I don't do
paperwork.
reports, right? I do a lot of paperwork.
He deals with no poop.
Yeah. Different kind.
Deal with a lot of poop. Just different
kind of
kinds.
poop.
Very different kinds. So no one in your family's into firefighting, just you two
It's
guys?
just us.
So when you guys go for like holidays at your mom's house and everything, do they all like gather? Joe, tell me a story. Nick, tell me about that guy that had the thing in his butt.
Not
Nothing?
really.
No, they're pretty used to it now.
Really?
Hey,
It's more they get pissed off because they can't figure out holidays, and you'd think after Joe's 11 years and I'm coming up on 9 that they would understand. That
What do you
we're
mean
both
you're
not-
working
That
Christmas?
we're both not going to be there.
Right.
So when you were talking about doing like family members in the fire service, like that's a good one to bring up because if you think like juggling a normal fireman schedule, and
Yeah.
you're trying to juggle two
Two.
fireman schedules,
Right.
working opposite shifts,
Right.
working different
Right.
type of shift swings, like to get.
It'll be very rare that you two guys get to be with your mom or your family.
I mean, we
Excuse
usually
me.
find a day, but that's what
a few days
causes-
before, a few days after.
yeah, we're always trying to figure, what day do you work this?
I can
day?
tell you the last couple of years I gave up working Christmas and I'm never working another Christmas again.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I just call in every Christmas.
Do you really?
For the last 3 years I did, yeah.
Dude, that's wild. Cause like at our work, that's like the only thing you don't do is call off on like Christmas. I mean, really, only Christmas will get
Yeah.
you like we had a captain come in throwing up sick before he would call, and that's a
Really?
captain. Like,
Well,
Yeah,
it's
they
because
send
of the
his ass
money.
home.
It's because of the money. Double time, well, triple time.
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever.
it's
Oh,
a
we
big
don't get
no-no
that.
for
we
us
don't get
too.
that.
No, you don't get holiday pay and all that.
I mean, we get
so
holiday, we get blanket holiday.
I would call in. And
Well, you
then
guys
they're-
don't get paid for working a holiday?
Yeah, you get
we get
holiday
a
pay.
holiday pay. We get a holiday pay check at the end of the year for a rate, no matter if you work the holiday or not.
Oh, so we
don't-
get that too, but then if you work the holiday,
Right.
you get
Yeah, no,
you
ours
get the
is-
extra.
Ding, 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 ding.
No,
yeah.
ours is straight time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
there's
never-
always there's a
I
shitload
can
of
honestly say
overtime
I've never
and
been
shit.
a big overtime guy.
I'm not just because of the
Just
kids.
I
right
live
now.
within my means, and there's plenty of guys that can have that.
I did when I was
overtime,
living
that's
at
good.
home and had
Yeah,
nothing else to do.
Yeah, if you can do it, that's great. You know.
Pete Keen. You know Pete?
Oh, Pete, was he at Redford?
Pete's a Livonia guy. He
Okay.
worked for
He was a Concord guy too, wasn't he?
Concord.
Yeah.
And that he.
Oh, I'm thinking Dave Mondon. Yeah. Pete,
Mondon, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pete. He's worked like 600 hours overtime this year already, man. That guy is like.
we have a couple guys like
He's
that.
a machine, man.
Yeah,
I
I can't do
it.
it.
My kids are too little. I got being at home. I like being at home.
It's more important right now that you be home with your
Yeah.
kids.
I got.
Once they start school and all that, that's a
I'll
whole
be
other
working
thing.
overtime,
But yeah,
No, I try to pick up. I'm on
I'm not an
a
overtime
special,
guy.
like a team, so I get overtime too. I'm going a lot. I do a lot of crap.
you still smelling the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I just
That's
picked it
cool.
up.
It's something different. Complements the taste. Where to from here? What do we do now? Which one? I think I want another old fashioned.
Yeah, I'll make myself an old fashioned too, I think, to sip on, and then maybe we'll try something.
Let's do that.
Down with that?
I like that, yeah.
The only thing
Let's put away these fancy bottles.
Yeah, break.
So we're going to save those for our next, here, I'll trade. You take that one. Oops, I'll take this one. And we'll save these for our euchre party.
Back in.
There you go.
Well, no, I'd move that because that was behind that.
Get it right
It's right here, so there's no way.
there. I like them when they're in these fancy boxes.
Vanessa
It
did
makes it look cool, right?
more work than I've ever done for anything to get that bottle of bourbon. So that one is near.
No, that one's not even the one that she
Thanks,
worked
Nick.
the hardest for.
For Christmas, she got me that bottle and 2 bottles of Blanton's.
No kidding.
Yeah,
She
so
was
she-
resourceful.
And she found them all at like a sensible price. Like
Wow.
that bottle, I couldn't find anywhere under $300.
I'm
so
pretty
I-
sure
It's
the
either
bottles
that
of
or a
Blanton's
hand
too.
job, and she got you the bourbon.
The bottles of Blanton's too was at like a hole in the wall
So
liquor
Blanton's
shop
used to
too.
be $59. Blanton's, their claim to fame is a single barrel. It comes out of Buffalo Trace, but
I would-
it's good. But do you think it's that good? Like $100 good?
I think mine were $100, and I wouldn't pay more than $100
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
the same way.
And I think maybe now that I have, other than I want all the tops now because I'm neurotic, so
Yep.
I want all the little.
Up there too.
You want an old fashioned with this? Or you want to try
Nope,
something?
we're gonna try something different.
Rock on.
We're gonna do something a little bit stronger. On the top shelf, all the way to the right, is that rare breed in the back. That one there, yeah. That'll be a good one.
Just dump those ice cubes out. I would. Or eat them or something. I think it's too much ice.
There, we can start fresh.
Can I use this glass?
Use any of those glasses you want.
Yeah, so Blanton, I think Blanton's is like the. It's just that one everybody loves to talk about and hate on purpose. You know,
Right,
I think
it's
good.
marketing. It's marketing.
But people will hate that just to hate it. Like, if you like.
I'm sure it's good.
If you
Yeah.
post it or talk about it, or oh Blanton's, it sucks. I'm like, it doesn't suck. It's good. It's just not
It's
worth.
just hard to get.
It's not worth $300.
Here we go. Another old fashioned by Joe Schroeder. So tell us what you're doing, Joe.
Pretending.
Orange bitters.
Orange bitters.
4 shakes.
Bar Smith.
Simple
You're being
syrup.
recorded, stupid. So tell people.
Yeah, come on. Like if they're
Like
in.
like a dash of it.
There you
Would
go.
Call it a dash.
I bet
Smidge.
you that's more than a table, maybe a tablespoon.
Tablespoon?
Smidge.
I don't.
Keep going.
I don't remember which one of these I used for that.
Doesn't matter. I won't taste the difference. We're 4 into it now, so.
We'll do. Actually, I do the ice next.
Make sure you don't mix them up.
There you go.
Oh shit! I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Right as Jeff.
I don't care. We're family. They're,
The liquor
that
chooses,
alcohol
right?
will kill any COVID. One says Bourbon Badass and one says Buffalo Trace. So I'm Buffalo Trace.
And I usually do like. I think you're only supposed to do.
So this one is going to be,
This is
it's called barrel proof. Yeah, this is a strong one.
Yeah.
So that means that this barrel was so good and they liked how it tasted, they added no water to it. And
Well, I'll let Jeff.
this might be a little bit hot.
Usually just do it.
However you do it, I'm going to do it.
Something like that.
So here we go. I'll give Nick a little bit. And what I might tell you is,
And for the old fashioned, just a drop of the cherry juice.
this one here is pretty. Find the proof. It's the 106 proof. So if that is a little bit hot, one of the tricks is to reach back and put 1 ice cube in it, and that will help to mellow it out. You want smoker?
That one is.
I'm gonna smoke mine. It's too bad we didn't have any medicinal I could smoke.
Hold on, we'll get a picture of you for it.
Are you ready?
You want a video of it, or do you want a picture?
Picture. Send that to Scott. Hashtag HBC. Look at that, so pretty.
Oh yeah, I got a good one with the flame still coming out of it.
Oh boy.
I think I could probably just add some wood chips to the top of that one.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot to put your thing in there. And I spilled something on it.
What thing?
This thing. This card that you said you really liked.
Oh, just throw it up on the shelf. That's all good.
Yeah, these old fashions are simple, man.
You mean
my buddy Mike showed me how to make these.
You mean you took the card that he was raving about that he likes and you just poured?
Yeah.
Damn it, Joe!
That's
You could ruin a wet dream.
There you go, idiot.
Did you want to smoke yours, Joe?
Yeah.
Do you want some fresh chips in there?
I'll just add them.
Help yourself.
I'm not taking your picture because nobody wants
Are
to
these
see
cherry?
it.
That's what I was doing, Cherry.
I didn't even see when it went off.
It had to be like within the last few minutes.
Yeah. You should listen to it, then we'll redo it. Rehash it out.
I just added it. Yeah.
So like how much, I know you said with Scott you were like 2 hours of recorded time.
Yeah.
Like how much editing and like how long did it take to put
I try
that
not
one
to
episode
edit
out?
too much. I try not to take out too much. I don't have that much time in my life to go through it. But I can tell you, like, when I do a podcast, I write a script for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? Like if you do one by yourself or like for this?
Yep. There's be no script, but for like if there's like a topic I want to talk about or whatever.
But that's what I was asking me. She's like, so what are you guys going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know.
We just
Drinking?
We're just going to sit around and talk.
Yeah.
Lots of drinking.
Yep.
Drinking and talking.
Some people are interested in what we're doing. And you'd be surprised, like, so like just describing this bourbon. So like, do this. I'm gonna take just a sip of this bourbon straight up. I'll give you a sip straight up. And just tell me how you would describe it.
Hot.
Hot?
Hot.
Yep. Yeah, like when you, so like this one here is barrel proof, 100 and, oh, I can't read it, 116 or something like that. So it's hot. But once that vapor goes away and you start tasting it,
I get cinnamon.
yeah, definitely a
Not
cinnamon.
like that though.
No. Not nothing like
I
the
don't
moonshine.
think that's made
No.
to be. That's not made to be anything other than pure
Just
alcohol-
moonshine.
pure
Yeah.
alcohol.
I got it just to illustrate.
I know people that would drink it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, I should have
What-
put that in the award
So
over
we
here.
went to 1792, Barton 1792, and one of the cool things they do during their tour is they open up that thing right there. It's like a copper thing. They open it up and they let you put your hands in there. And if you put your hands in that moonshine, it makes them soft because it's lanolin, like corn. Lanolin? Yeah. Yeah. But they smell like elk.
More lit than a tree. Put that elf on a shelf and Merry Christmas to me. Oh, bourbon.